Emirates News viewers, we want to hear from you. We're putting your pictures and videos on air, so send them to us. You can email us at emiratesnews@dubai1.ae or ring us on our hotline 0430775511. Ibn Khaldoun was one of the greatest Muslim intellectuals. His works have shaped many modern-day disciplines, including sociology and economics. Ibrahim, you spoke with some experts from the Tunisian National Library. What did they tell you about this great historian?
Many systematic historical works have been composed, and the histories of nations and dynasties in the world have been compiled and written down. But there are very few historians who have become so well known as to be recognized as authorities. Ibn Khaldoun is one of them. Even though he died over 600 years ago, his work still lives on.
Officials of the National Library of Tunisia are holding a unique exhibition about Ibn Khaldoun at Sharjah's Qanat Qasba. It portrays the life and works of one of the greatest Muslim intellectuals. Born more than 600 years ago in modern-day Tunisia, Ibn Khaldoun was a famous Arab Muslim of great and varied learning. He was a historian, historiographer, demographer, economist, philosopher, political theorist, sociologist, and social scientist.
He's also considered the father of demography, cultural history, historiography, the philosophy of history, sociology, and the social sciences, and is widely viewed as one of the founders of modern-day economics.
The exhibition displays scripts and old documents which have been preserved in the National Library of Tunisia. Also on display are periodicals about Ibn Khaldoun and other ancient documents. A short documentary as well as photographs of Ibn Khaldoun are also on display.
He invented the science of sociology before some French, for example, some other as Durkheim or Auguste Comte, and he was the first one who did this job.
Ibn Khaldoun is best known for his work titled Al-Muqaddimah, which means the introduction. It's considered the most important Islamic history of the pre-modern world. This monumental work records an early Muslim view of universal history. In it, Ibn Khaldoun wrote about many things, including economics. He explained the concept of the forces of supply and demand long before these terms were familiar. Al-Muqaddimah can be divided into 6 parts: human society, including ethnology and anthropology, rural civilizations, forms of government and forms of institutions, the society of urban civilization, economic facts, and science and humanity. Written in 1337, many modern thinkers view the book as one of the first works of sociology. Al-Muqaddimah, or the introduction, laid the groundwork for the observation of the role of state, communication, propaganda, and systematic bias in history. Perhaps the most frequently cited observation drawn from Ibn Khaldoun's work is the notion that when a society becomes a great civilization, its high point is followed by a period of decay. Some contemporary readers of Khaldoun have read this as an early business cycle theory, though set in the historical circumstances of the mature Islamic empire.
Historian Arnold Toynbee called the Muqaddimah a philosophy of history, which is undoubtedly the greatest work of its kind that has ever been created by any mind in any time or place. And philosopher Robert Flint said that, as a theorist on history, Ibn Khaldoun had no equal in any age. Mavish, Al-Muqaddimah is a very interesting book. I highly recommend it.
Ibrahim, I do need to catch up on my reading. You know, some of the world's greatest minds hailed from this region, of course, Ibn Khaldoun being one of them, a pioneer in his own right. Thanks.
Before the delivery of a child, expectant couples can retrieve blood from the newborn's umbilical cord and store stem cells in a private bank to be retrieved later. Why would anyone want to do this?
Currently, umbilical cord stem cells can be used to treat over 70 different blood and blood-related diseases, most commonly known thalassemia, sickle cell disease, the leukemias, and the blood cancers. And these are just the illnesses that can be treated to date, and not including the potentials for future treatments.
Stem cells have the remarkable potential to develop into many different cell types in the body. Serving as a sort of repair system for the body, they can theoretically divide without limit to replenish other cells as long as the person or animal is still alive. When a stem cell divides, each new cell can either remain a stem cell or become another type of cell with a more specialized function, such as a muscle cell, a red blood cell, or even a brain cell. Cryo Saudi Arabia provides expectant couples with a blood collection kit, which contains instructions for the doctor or midwife to retrieve the newborn's umbilical cord blood. This blood specimen is then taken to its Dubai laboratory. In the lab, the cord blood is tested for sterility, viability, and cell count. Red blood cells and plasma are separated from the sample using a Swiss cell separation system, which concentrates the white blood cells where the stem cells are. The stem cells are then placed in two separate cryovules, frozen and stored in liquid nitrogen tanks in a constantly monitored, secure lab facility. One batch stays in Dubai and the other is stored in a second facility in Belgium. When, and if necessary, Cryo Saudi Arabia can forward children's stem cells to their doctors. Like most countries, the UAE operates a stem cell blood bank that collects and stores children's stem cells for free. Private stem cell blood banks charge a fee of around 13,000 dirhams to store a child's stem cells for 30 years. So why would anyone pay to store their child's blood cells when they could do it for free?
If you give your stem cells to a public cord blood bank, you are donating them. So you do not have any access to them as parents. If anyone worldwide needs the stem cells, they can use the stem cells. When you store with a private stem cell bank, like ourselves, CryoSave, we store the stem cells for you as parents, and if you ever need them for the future for that child or any other family member, we would send them to you anywhere worldwide.
Medical researchers believe that stem cell therapy has the potential to radically change the treatment of human disease. In the future, medical researchers anticipate being able to use technologies from stem cell research to treat a much wider variety of diseases.
Stem cells are worth researching because saving your child's stem cells could save your child's life. Ibrahim Al-Shahrani for Emirates News.